So I started playing around 2007 in the third grade with my buddy Zach Patel. We were like 9 years old, and we went out with one disc. His dad took us out there. I remember they came back from a family trip from Colorado, and they were talking about that their relatives took them to play disc golf. And I didn't know what that was, but it turns out that there was a course 5 minutes from our house, Johnson Street, in High Point, North Carolina, that they said, hey, you really need to try this. It's a lot of fun. So they bought me one disc DX Leopard, and we went out there, and it was fun, but we weren't like trying to, we were just trying to throw the disc the best we could, and it was more of just like a competition thing. Growing up, we always did, we played basketball, golf, disc golf, all these things, and we just competed with each other no matter what it was. It didn't matter. So when we went out and played disc golf, it was solely focused on beating each other. It wasn't necessarily, it didn't matter if it was pars, birdies, didn't matter. It was just beating the other person. And so we would do that, maybe once a week, once a month, just whenever we could get, our parents to drive us out there and play. And so that's kind of how I got started in disc golf, was just one DX Leopard, and it kind of evolved from there. Once I started figuring things out a little bit, how to throw, then I ended up getting a putter, which DX AVR. So I had the driver and the putter, I had it going on, and then we eventually kept playing all throughout elementary school and middle school. And probably by the time I ended middle school, I added a shark. So I had the full fairway driver, mid-range, and putter, and I was set. And we would just go out there, have fun. We never really tried to play any other courses. Didn't really look up YouTube videos at that point. It was all just about the fun of disc golf, going out there, hanging out, and trying to beat each other. And that's how we got started playing. So going into high school, we were still playing every now and again, and I started to get a little bit more serious about it. Got a new bag, got to start trying out new discs, got into experimenting with new discs, and but baseball was the thing for me. I really wanted to play in college, so it was travel ball, high school ball, weightlifting, speed training, just trying to get better, trying to play in college. So baseball was the thing that, always kept me occupied. But disc golf was still there. It was just every now and again on the weekends when I got a break or got some time off, just going out with my buddies, and playing. And in high school, I found disc golf on YouTube, and I didn't go for the form videos or the practice routine videos. I just went to the coverage and started seeing what you can do with the disc, and started really enjoy watching of course Paul McBeth dominating those years of like 2013 to 2016, prime years when I was high school, and seeing like Eagle McMahon come out, Simon start playing in the US, and it was really fun to watch. And none of my buddies really got into watching coverage. It was just playing for fun. And we actually started a joint ultimate frisbee and disc golf club at our high school, just so we could get a whole bunch of guys to go out to the course. Sometimes we'd go play, and there'd be 15 of us just mob golfing it out there, just having fun. And it was all about who could get the most birdies and shoot the lowest round from the short tees. It wasn't about whose form looked the best, who could throw it the furthest. It was just who can get the most birdies. And sometimes we'd go out and play, it'd just be a couple of us, and other times we'd mob golf it. But ultimately that was really fun, and it kind of gave me this positive viewpoint of how all these guys can just come out here with a couple of discs, don't not pay anything, and we can have such a great time. That's some of the best memories that I have playing disc golf. And what got me even more into it is just time spent with my buddies, just out there on the course, just trying to shoot the lowest round. And so ultimately ended up going to NC State University. Baseball didn't work out for me, but when NC State's the school that I grew up pulling for, the school that my dad went to, so it was a dream come true to be able to go there. But I still needed something to fuel that competitive spirit. And so I went to the interest meetings for the disc golf club, and I never really got, in my freshman year, never really got, into it that much with the team. And then decided to try out the bass fishing team because I fished some in high school, and it was fun. I definitely enjoyed it, but it was just a lot of money for all the equipment, and I didn't have a boat, so I had to always link up with someone that had a boat. And it's a full day trip to go practice at a lake. And so it just wasn't that accessible, one for cost, two for time, and just wasn't that accessible. I wanted something that when I had that competitive fire in me, I could go conquer it and go out and do something about it. And so that's where I rejoined the disc golf club my junior year, and just started playing all the time. Raleigh is loaded with good courses, and so within 20-30 minute drive I could play 8 different courses, which is awesome. And the guys on the club just made it so much fun. There was always someone to send a group meet, anyone want to go play. There was always someone that wanted to go play, new people to learn their shots, learn how they throw. They give you some tips, you give them, show them some of your shots. And started playing in tournaments with them, and that's kind of where the real competitive juices started flowing. And when I started playing my first tournament, after my first 2 tournaments, I was rated 913, and I didn't really know, if that was great or not. I knew it was decent, but I didn't have any expectations. And I think that's one reason why I formed well in those first couple of tournaments, because I didn't have a rating. I didn't have any expectations. I knew I could get the disc around the course, and that's kind of what I focused on, eliminating mistakes and just trying to battle it out. And so I took 4th and intermediate in that first tournament, and I still made so many mistakes, but I knew that I had some potential to keep improving and getting better. But then in the spring break of my junior year, I had right shoulder surgery on my labrum from dislocating my shoulder so many times, from baseball to basketball to ultimate frisbee to all these different things. That it had happened so many times that I just needed to get an operation done. So that was 6 months after the surgery without playing and doing rehab, and that was pretty tough, just not being able to play. And then when I did start playing again, I never experienced any kind of soreness or pain, which was good, but it was hard coming back, just basically for mental reasons. Like, I was out of practice, obviously, so I knew I could execute some of these shots, and when I just couldn't do it, it was very frustrating. And I think it just put a lot of pressure on myself, and so my mental game was really not good. But I kept playing in tournaments and just not performing very well, so that was a little bit disheartening. But at the end of this year, I played a couple of events, and one in intermediate and one in advanced, and I shot decently well. Definitely some things I need to work on, but gives me promise going into 2021 that I can turn some things around, because I know I give up probably 3 to 4 strokes each round off putting, and I know if I can just clean that up a little bit, my rounds will be pretty good. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm definitely going to play in more events than I did this year. I'm going to come out with another video on my goals for the season, so stay tuned if you're interested. I'm just trying to share my story, share kind of how I got started, and I kind of just want to document my progress, training in the off season, trying to improve my form. My style of golf that I grew up with is, Carolina woods golf. So it's never really been about distance for me. It's been about hitting the lines, hitting the gaps. So I'm trying to improve how far I can throw and improve my form. And so if you're interested in that, seeing how it goes for me, seeing how my journey is, just stay tuned. Like I said, I'll be coming out with some new videos about my goals for the season. Maybe do it in the bag, show some casual rounds, maybe even a tournament round or two, and just see how it goes. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.